video, I'm going to show you now how to make these little triangles that begin the entrelac. So here's our cast on edge, and then we're going to start by making these triangles. After those are done, then I'll show you in another video how to make the rectangles that make up the main entrelac pattern. But first we have to get set up. So I've got my cast on to work in the round. I'm using double points. I have a multiple of 5 on each needle. You could be on a short circular or magic loop or 2 circles, it doesn't matter. Just for this pattern, these rectangles are 5 stitches wide, so we want to have a multiple of 5 on each needle. That way we've got whole motifs on each needle. So we're going to start with the instructions in the pattern, and I always knit the first stitch of the round with the tail and the working yarn to join it firmly. So I'm going to knit that first stitch and then get rid of my tail and just tuck it inside there. So the first row of the first triangle is just knit 2. So I've done that, and then I turn, and now I'm going to purl 2. And actually we slip the first stitch of each row. So on a purl row I'm going to slip purlwise, and then the second stitch I purl, then I'm going to turn and I'm going to knit. So I'm going to slip 1. I slip knitwise because I'm on the knit row, and then I'm going to knit 1, 2. Notice that second stitch is the one that's the next one on the cast on edge. So now I've got 3 stitches in my little triangle. I'm going to turn, and you can see it's a little fussy turning back and forth. It's a little extra fussy for me right now because I'm trying to keep this in frame on video and all of that. So it's not really as fussy as it looks right here. When I'm actually doing it, it's much easier for me. But at the end of this video, I'm going to show you how to do it with knitting backwards, so you don't have to turn between each little section like that if you don't want to. I usually just turn for reality. That's just what I do. So okay, so knit 1. This next row is slip 1, and then knit 2, 3, so we've got 4 stitches in the little triangle. Gonna turn, slip 1, purl. So when you're using double points, you've got the extra needles, they're just hanging there, and I just do whatever the heck I want with them. We're not using them for anything at this point, so I just push them out of the way. Now I'm on the knit row. 1, 2, 3, 4. So now I've got the 5 stitches I need in my triangle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And so to finish it off, I'm going to do 1 more purl row. And then I'm going to just finish it with that last knit row. And then I can start my next one. So run it back, slip 1 knitwise because we're on a knit row. 1, 2, 3, 4. That triangle's done. See it? Nice little triangle there. Taller on one side. Only 1 stitch on that side. Okay, and then I just knit 2. I've started my next triangle, and I'm going to build on that, and I'll build these all the way around. So I'm going to finish going around, and then I'll show you on the last one how you can do it with knitting backwards instead of turning. Okay, so I'm at the end of this section. I've made triangles all the way around. So you can see I've got 2 triangles on each needle here, and on the right side they're just little sections of stockinette stitch. I'm going to do the last one here. I've got my last 5 stitches left. I'm going to do the last one. I'm going to show you that knitting backwards trick I mentioned. So some of you may really like it. So I'm going to knit my first 2 stitches, and then instead of turning, I'm going to use this needle to knit with and knit backwards across those 2 stitches. Well, the first one's slip 1, so that's easy. I just slide it back onto the other needle. And now I have to knit this one. So I'm going to put my left needle into the stitch, and I just put it in the back because that's easier. And then I try to remember which way should I wrap the stitch. And sometimes I get this right and sometimes I get it wrong because I don't do this a lot. But I'm going to wrap the yarn around and then put it through. So I did it backwards. So see how it's oriented the wrong way on the needle? Well, that's okay. I'm going to slip it so I was going to slip it knitwise anyway, so now I'll just slip it purlwise, and that fixes it. And then knit 2. Okay, so now I'll do these 3 backwards and see if I can wrap it the proper way. So I'm going to slip 1, and then, let's see, I think that's the other way. Knit 1, yeah, there we go, and then knit 1, and see, so I'm just going to go slip 1, now I'm going to knit 3, and then I'm going to go slip 1, knit 1 backwards. So see, I'm a little klutzy at this because I don't do it a lot, but I know that some of you will like it a lot better than, whoops, will like it a lot better than purling back and forth. Okay, slip 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, and now I'm almost finished. I'm just going to go backwards once more. 1. So I'm doing this over and over. I know you guys can rewind the video and see it if you want, but this is how I do it, and I just like make it up as I go because I never remember. But what I do is I just look at how to wrap the yarn going that way so that I can get a stitch, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, and it's the last one. And so that's how I do it. You might find someone else does it a different way. I don't really know how anyone else does it. I never looked it up. I just made it up when I wanted to try it a couple times before. So anyway, when you're done, you've got these triangles going all the way around. You either have some on each double point or some on each circular or part of a circular. And so I'm just going to flatten it out like that so you can see we've got separate little sections of 5 stitches each. So that's it for the setup round, and I'll do another video to show you how to do these right and left slanting rectangle sections of the entrelac.